On the news, former CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele meets 300 million naira bail condition, regains freedom. Nigerians bemoan high cost of living at Christmas. And Nigerian student gets 40-month jail term for threatening to bomb UK university. Hello and welcome to News Now on TV360 Nigeria. I'm Simisola Atikun. Former Central Bank of Nigeria Governor Godwin Emefiele has been released from the Kuje Correctional Center on Friday, December 22, 2023, after meeting his 300 million naira bail condition for alleged procurement fraud. The spokesperson for the Kuje Correctional Center and the FCT, Adamu Duza, who confirmed the news on Saturday, said that Emefiele had met his bail conditions as set by the Federal Capital Territory High Court and had no reason to stay in the facility. Justice Hamza Muazu had granted the bail with two shorties in like sum. Emefiele's release comes amid revelations of alleged gross financial offences and abuse of office leveled against him in a report by Jim Obazi, the special investigator appointed on July 30 by President Bola Tinubu to probe the former CBN governor. Emefiele allegedly used proxies to purchase Union Bank while he was accused of compromising the process that led to the acquisition of Polaris and Keystone banks. Reactions still trail findings of alleged embezzlement leveled against embattled former governor of the CBN, Godwin Emefiele. Speaking with TV360 Nigeria, investment accountant Feyi Fawemi says a lack of boundaries for the office of the CBN governor creates avenues for corrupt practices. He emphasized the need for thorough investigation into the activities of the CBN and recommendations to prevent further acts of corruption.
Get somebody with credibility, go in there, look at the structure, say, okay, what are the powers of the CBN? What are the powers of the CBN governor? And which one of them are the ones that are most prone to abuse? How can we then prevent this abuse from happening? What do we need to change in the CBN Act to make CBN function better? How can we give them support to make sure that they face their real work of targeting the inflation and, creating monetary stability? Those are the kind of things we need in the CBN. But the CBN should not be something that every Nigerian talks about all the day, all the time. But the CBN governor should not be somebody that the market women would then be cursing because they change the currency. It should not be that kind of thing. It should be a quiet, functional, competent organization and a very serious one, because money is, money, if I give you 1,000 naira note, it is paper. Forget whatever anybody says. It is paper. The reason why you accept it from me is because of trust. In the sense that you believe that this thing and this paper I'm giving you is worth 1,000 naira. And you believe that if you collect it from me, you can also give it to somebody else who will also collect it from you. It is a system that works on trust. That is what currency is. That is what money is. So you need an organization that manages that money to be a very serious, competent and quiet one, not a kind of one where they will just do something overnight and then everybody is confused.
The federal government has declared December 25 and 26, 2023 and January 1st, 2024 as public holidays to mark Christmas and New Year Day celebrations. Minister of Interior Olubunmi Tunji Ojo made the declaration on behalf of the federal government on Friday in Abuja. In a statement signed by the Director overseeing Office of the Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Interior, Peter Egbodo, the minister felicitates with Christians and all Nigerians at home and in the diaspora on the festive occasion. Tunji Ojo enjoined Christians to emulate the life of Jesus Christ in his practice and teachings of humility, service, compassion, patience, peace, and righteousness that his birth signifies. He said that peace and security remain critical prerequisites for economic development and prosperity and the priority of the federal government. With just 2 days to Christmas, Nigerians defy the odds of the prevailing economic recession in the country as they scout various markets in Abuja in a last-minute rush for Christmas shopping. leading to serious traffic snarl in some parts of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Our correspondent, Emeka Mako, went around markets in the FCT and files in this report.
Christmas is one of the best days of the holiday season to spend quality time with those you love. When families are seen making purchases of various kinds in the interest of their loved ones. However, millions of households in Nigeria are cutting down on purchases and foregoing traditions as food prices continue on a relentless rise. The situation is striking wallets and affecting people's ability to meet their financial needs. At Utaku Market in Abuja, residents are busy trying to strike a balance with traders. They voice their concern over the high cost of living.
In Abuja here, practically everything is sourced from outside Abuja, so they have to transport it. And in doing so, it increases the price of things in the market. You are seeing these goods, but people can't buy it. So you will just from one shop to the other, trying to compare prices, trying to see which is better. It is no better.
The situation is 3 times worse than before, because as far as I'm concerned, things that you bought like last year for 1,000 naira is like 5,000 naira. Then how will one survive? Even with the money or without the money, how will one survive?
Most of the traders busy attending to customers say the rush is not unprecedented, as some Nigerians expect a massive reduction in the prices of items at the time. Although some buyers blame the rush on the dearth of cash in many banks and automated teller machines, ATMs, but advise Nigerians to live within their means.
People are struggling to survive. We can't stay idle, but the little one we are doing, they should assist the poor masses. In terms of transportation, is too high. The cost of feeding is too high. So many things are high. They should come to poor masses and meet up our expectation.
Because right now, with the cost of things in Nigeria, we don't know what tomorrow holds, and things are already very expensive. So I would advise everybody stick with your budget and don't go beyond your budget. To say my budget cannot carry me to anywhere, it can only provide me with just half pot of stew. That's what my budget can carry, because things are very expensive.
For some of the traders, business is worse off compared to the preceding years.
Like this cow now. Before, you used to kill this cow, buy this cow at the rate of 350, 400,000. But this very one now is 720,000 naira. You can see the increment. Before we were selling kilo 2.8, but now a kilo is 3,500 naira. People want to buy, but they don't have 3.5 to buy. And if you say below 3.5, that means our money will not complete. Talk of gain. So that is what we are facing now, but everything is too high.
This period, you can see the way people are moving up and down. Not that the business is that fast, but we are doing our possible best to meet up the need. The rush is that slow. It's not that, because there is no money in circulation. People are finding it difficult to have cash. So the little they can do, they could be able to purchase what they want.
While recognizing of harsh economic reality in the country, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu approved a 50% cut to reduce the extra burden of paying exorbitantly for interstate public transportation. However, Nigerians, though grateful, believe that a reduction in the cost of petroleum would rub off nicely across the board.
A Nigerian master's student who made terrorist threats against Dundee University in the United Kingdom has been jailed for 40 months. The 26-year-old Somto Chukwu Okwaha claimed he had enlisted the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, ISIS, to help bomb the university, and told staff he planned to target the city in a chemical attack. Okwaha, a prisoner at Perth, was found guilty of threatening to murder staff at the university and commit terrorist crime between December 2021 and June 2022. The International Energy Studies student has also been ordered to be deported following his release from prison. In reaction to this development, Professor Jonathan Bolagade at the University of Ibadan says while the crime will not have an impact on other Nigerian students who are studying overseas, he implored the Nigerian embassy to intervene in such matters to prevent Nigerian students abroad from being blacklisted.
Is highly condemned, but I want to believe what that young guy of 26 years old in Dodi United University had done may not affect our students or may not affect even our image. You have pockets of people all around. It's not even only a Nigerian that has done that one. We have even people from European countries. We have pockets of them that have actually done that one in the past. Although what the person had done is not good at all, but I don't think it can affect our image. We have good image. I'll take, for example, the best person in the area of computing is also in Nigeria and is also in the UK. So I want to believe that they will not use that single case to judge the all our students that are there. We have thousands of students in United Kingdom. High Commission to United Kingdom should come in. I was in Germany a couple of months ago. Two of our students, two of our even people that are living there committed an offense. There was these scholarships that are supposed to come to Nigeria in the area of microbiology, biological sciences. I was reading it. In fact, I went to their office to ask them, what really happened? Why you say any African country can apply except Nigeria? And they said we have one or two of our people that have actually misbehaved there. I want to believe that similar thing happened in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, and the recent visit of our president to that place had actually alleviates the problem. But what I just want to encourage our youth that are traveling abroad is to behave themselves so that they will not be giving Nigeria a bad image in any country they may find themselves.
The Human Rights Research and Education Center, HUREC, in collaboration with the Youth for Human Rights International, celebrated the World Day of Social Justice under the aegis of the United Nations at the University of Lagos. Speaking at the event, the president, HUREC, Augustine Agugwa, says everyone has a fundamental right that must be known and respected. TV360 correspondent Chidi Igwe gives this report.
Human rights are defined as the basic rights and freedom to which all human beings are entitled, often held to include the right to life and liberty, freedom of thought and expression, and equity before the law. It is on these grounds the Human Rights Research and Education Center, in collaboration with Youth for Human Rights International, marks the World Day of Social Justice under the aegis of the United Nations, themed Interrogating Nigeria in the Crucible of Freedom, Equity, and Justice for All. This event, which boasts of notable human rights advocates across Nigeria in attendance, aims at educating the public on your rights.
Human rights without a voice is a dead right. It's a dead right on arrival. So there must be a voice. In fact, it's actually the voice that tells about the rights. The voice equals to the rights. Without voice, there's no rights.
48th Universal Declaration of Human Rights is known to be a milestone document. Specifically, has the objective of raising awareness about this 1948 Universal Declaration of Human Rights.
The issue of human rights is something that has been of a nagging problem to the human race in such a way that in the late 16th century, the man changed Jack Russell had cause to observe that man is born free, but everywhere is what? It's in chains.
Keynote speaker of the event, Professor Karu Ubinaka, who spoke on impacting human rights, tenets, and culture through education, said, just like a property you don't know about is not yours, a right you don't know is not your right.
Only the educated are free.
only the educated are what? Are free. If you are not educated like Harold Robin, Harold would say you are like somebody thrown in a desert who doesn't know his left from his right. Invariably, we must have a system where our youth, our children, our students are educated on their rights.
Members of the panel session touched on diverse human rights issues with a former Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice of those states, calling for actions against discrimination of persons, gender, tribe, or religion.
In Chapter 4 of the Constitution, particularly Section 42(1), said there should be no discrimination against anybody, whether by sex, religion, ethnicity, blah, 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 and is shortly summarized in the booklet that we all have.
Organizers say the event aims to raise public awareness on the provision of human rights, which should be protected by the government. Chidi Igwe, TV360 News, Lagos.
Let's take a break here, but still to come, NPFL fined Eyimba Football Club 2 million naira for misconduct and suspends officials. We'll give you details when we return. Welcome back. A quick recap of our leading stories. The former Central Bank of Nigeria Governor Godwin Emefiele has been released from the Kuje Correctional Center on Friday, December 22nd, after meeting his 300 million naira bail condition for alleged procurement fraud. The spokesperson for the Kuje Correctional Center, FCT Adamu Duza, who confirmed the news on Saturday, said that Emefiele had met his bail conditions as set by the Federal Capital Territory High Court and had no reason to stay in the facility. Justice Hamza Mazu had granted the bail with 2 shorties in like sum. We also told you that a Nigerian master's student who made terrorist threats against Dundee University in the United Kingdom has been jailed for 40 months. The 26-year-old Somto Chukwu Okwaha claimed he had enlisted the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, ISIS, to help bomb the university and told staff he planned to target the city in a chemical attack. Okwaha, a prisoner of Perth, was found guilty of threatening to murder staff at the university and commit terrorist crime between December 2021 and June 2022. The International Energy Studies student has also been ordered to be deported following his release from prison. Now, in case you missed any of our news bulletins or for more updates, you can catch us on Limex World TV or log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at TV360 Nigeria, or download our mobile app on Google Play Store, Huawei App Gallery, and Apple Store. On Facebook, we're at TV360 Online. On business, in a bid to spread holiday joy and make Christmas festivities memorable for Nigerians, the federal government has announced a 50% cut in transportation fares for ordinary citizens traveling between December 21 and January 4, 2024. This move, according to the federal government, is to ease the financial burden on travelers during the festive season and encourage more people to celebrate with their loved ones. TV360's correspondent Folashade Olusegun went around the capital territory, Abuja, to monitor the impact of the government's pronouncement on travelers.
As Christmas approaches, Nigerians tend to travel more at this time of the year for festivity and reunion with family members, so the federal government's gesture couldn't have come at a better time than this when the economy bites hard. Some of the commuters we spoke to seems not to buy the idea of 50% cut in transportation, as they bitterly complain about the difficulties they faced while preparing to travel for Christmas. Others claim they were not aware of the transportation cuts.
My own is that, most times in Nigeria, our psyche and our mentality this time around has been so messed that there's nothing that the government says that we won't listen to. You just have to move on. You have to move on because what they tell you in the morning is don't expect it in the next few seconds.
50% discount. Is the government here? The government are not here. If you approve 50% discount, that is just a paperwork. It's a statement. Why I say it's a statement is that the government doesn't have any vehicle here. When you look around here, where is the urban mass? Where is the federal urban mass? And the government, each state is supposed to provide at least not less than 10 to 15 buses to their citizens. Each state, a governor of a state is supposed to provide 10 to 15 buses to each state, to a citizen, so that people from their home can travel home.
No, I wasn't expecting this amount. It's actually on the high side. So like the president announced that there will be 50% reduction in price transportation. But on coming here, I saw a different thing. I'm going from Abuja to Lagos, and I paid 35,000 naira, which is on the high side. I wasn't expecting this.
The federal government, in a statement released on Christmas transportation subsidy, had named transportation companies that will be offering the 50% fare cut, which are God is Good, Chisco Transport, Yongsha Grow, God Bless Ezenwanta, and Area Monto. We were at a few of these transport companies to monitor the implementation of this government offer, but we were denied access. All efforts to speak with the management of these companies proved abortive. Transportation companies that were not listed also expressed their grievances, as some say the government could do more.
Let the reduction of the fuel, reduction of the fuel will be much more profiting. 50% is just for a few seconds. The reduction of the fuel will benefit every millions of Nigerians who may be traveling for the Yule time. So it's very much unfortunate.
You can see the situation. The price of the fuel have really mounted on the streets. People on the streets, the less privileged, not for the rich. The rich are there, they can buy it any amount. But the truth remains, you can't be traveling and you'll be paying 45,000 naira, 50,000 naira. What do you want to spend at your village?
Price of fuel should be reduced. That's my take. The price of fuel should be reduced so that it can be affordable.
28 routes in the north, southeast, and southwest, which travels will be plying this season, are covered in the 50% reduction in transportation fare. Be safety conscious this season.
Away from business, on the foreign scene, Israel says 700 Palestinian militants have been arrested since it launched its military operation and invasion of Gaza with the aim of eliminating Hamas. Meanwhile, Hamas says mostly women and children are being killed by the Israelis. Israel launched its retaliatory operation after Hamas fighters crossed from Gaza into southern Israel on October 7, killing 1,200 people and taking about 240 hostages. At least 20,000 people have been killed and 50,000 injured in Gaza since then. This is according to the Hamas-run health ministry. Meanwhile, Israel has kept up its bombing campaign in Gaza, ordering civilians to flee. The UN says the latest order has affected 150,000 people in the middle of the Strip. Well, up next is Entertainment Report on News Now.
Veteran Nollywood actor Dejimo Lewis has died at the age of 80. Actor Saeed Balogun confirmed his passing in a post shared on his Instagram account on Saturday, where he shared a photo of the late veteran. The news has drawn an outpouring of condolences from fans and other actors and actresses. Lewis was famous for his Kabiyesi role in The Village Headmaster, Nigeria's longest-running television soap opera shown on NTA from 1968 to 1988 that starred Justice Estiri and Femi Robinson and many others. Lewis is also known for his memorable performances in acclaimed films such as A Place in the Star, Crossroads and Power of One. Veteran Nigerian actor Emeka Ike has opened up about playing his latest big-screen character in Malachi. After a long period of break, the Nollywood star is back, and this time he headed straight to the big screen with Tony Abraham's latest project, Malachi. In an interview with Newsmen, the actor shared how he was able to adjust after a long break from acting. He also described being on the film as a personal therapy. The feature-length movie shed light on a married couple played by Ike and Abraham, faced with issues that turned them against each other. After several years of trying, the wife voices out the frustration of being childless and desires answers to the situation at hand. And that's all on the entertainment segment of News Now. Ogechukwu Ukekwe, TV360, Lagos.
And on sports, title holders and Yimba Football Club have been charged for breaching MPFL framework and rules after failing to provide adequate security during their match day 15 fixture against Rangers International Football Club in Aba. The former African champions have been fined 1 million naira for failing to provide general security and prevent unauthorized persons from gaining access to restricted areas. Ayimba FC has also been further fined 1 million naira for misconduct and failure to ensure the proper conduct of their officials. The team faces the risk of heavier sanctions in future if the club and any of their officials are involved in similar misconduct. Well, that's all on News Now. Thank you very much for watching.